Burkina Faso stands as a landlocked nation situated in the heart of West Africa. It is a country rich in culture and history, yet it has faced considerable challenges in recent times. Currently, Burkina Faso is experiencing a period of profound and significant change. This transformation is reshaping its internal dynamics and its external relations. At the center of this evolving landscape is President Ibrahim Traoré, who assumed power in September 2022. His ascent marked a pivotal moment in the nation's trajectory. Since taking office, his leadership has garnered considerable attention, not only within Burkina Faso, but also across the broader African continent. His actions and pronouncements are closely observed. This discussion aims to provide an objective overview, focusing on understanding his policies and their potential regional impact. We will explore the context that led to his leadership. Ibrahim Traoré's rise to power followed a military coup that occurred in September 2022. This event marked the second such change of leadership within a year for Burkina Faso. The coup was not an isolated incident, but rather reflected deep-seated national challenges that had been escalating for years. These issues created a volatile environment. Foremost among these challenges, Burkina Faso has been grappling with a persistent and devastating insurgency. This conflict has severely impacted the lives of its citizens. The insurgency is primarily driven by various extremist groups operating within the Sahel region. Their activities have destabilized large swathes of the country. This pervasive instability has led to widespread displacement of populations, forcing millions from their homes. It has also caused severe economic hardship across the nation. Furthermore, the ongoing crisis has resulted in a significant crisis of governance. Public trust in state institutions had been eroded by the inability to contain the violence. The security situation had deteriorated to a point where large areas of the country were beyond effective state control. This created a vacuum that extremist groups exploited. Public frustration over the escalating violence and the perceived ineffectiveness of previous governments reached a critical level. This discontent fueled calls for change. Against this backdrop of insecurity and public dissatisfaction, Captain Traoré emerged. He presented himself as a leader capable of addressing the nation's pressing issues. His intervention was framed as a necessary step to restore order and protect the populace. This narrative resonated with a population desperate for stability. The coup was presented as a response to the urgent need for a more robust and decisive approach to the security crisis. It promised a new direction for the country. Ibrahim Traoré's leadership style has been widely described as decisive and action-oriented. He projects an image of strong resolve and direct engagement with national issues. From the outset of his leadership, the prioritization of national security emerged as a core objective. This commitment underpins many of his domestic policy decisions. A central focus of his administration is combating the insurgency and restoring stability throughout the country. This is seen as the foundational step for any future progress. To achieve this, his government has implemented policies specifically aimed at strengthening the military. This includes increasing recruitment and enhancing operational capabilities. Efforts are also underway to improve border security, a critical measure to prevent the infiltration of extremist elements and control illicit cross-border activities. Beyond military measures, Traoré's administration has initiated efforts to foster national unity within the country. This involves mobilizing citizens in the fight against terrorism. These initiatives include the recruitment of civilian volunteers to support the armed forces. This strategy aims to create a broader national front against the insurgency. Coupled with the intense focus on security, there is also a stated emphasis on economic development. This dual approach seeks to address both immediate and long-term challenges. Specific emphasis has been placed on agriculture, recognizing its vital role in the Burkinabe economy and food security. Policies aim to boost agricultural productivity. Infrastructure development is another key area of focus. Investments in roads, energy, and other essential services are intended to support economic growth and improve connectivity. These economic efforts are ultimately aimed at improving the lives of ordinary citizens. The government seeks to alleviate poverty and create opportunities for the populace. The administration has also emphasized self-reliance and local solutions to national problems. This approach seeks to reduce dependence on external aid and expertise. Public discourse under Traoré often highlights themes of national pride and sovereignty. This narrative aims to galvanize popular support for his government's agenda. His domestic policies reflect a pragmatic approach, prioritizing immediate security concerns while laying groundwork for future economic stability. The challenges remain substantial. The implementation of these policies is ongoing, and their long-term effectiveness will be a key determinant of Burkina Faso's future trajectory. The path ahead is complex. President Traoré has been actively engaging with other African nations since assuming power. His administration seeks to forge new alliances and strengthen existing ones. A significant aspect of this engagement involves participation in discussions on security cooperation. Burkina Faso is a key player in regional counterterrorism efforts. He has also been involved in dialogues concerning economic integration within West Africa. Regional trade and development are seen as crucial for collective prosperity. His leadership contributes to broader conversations about the future of the African continent. These discussions often center on sovereignty and self-determination. Traoré's stance on sovereignty and self-determination has resonated with some leaders and populations across the continent. It aligns with a growing desire for African-led solutions. This perspective has led to increased dialogue and collaboration with neighboring countries, particularly those facing similar security and developmental challenges. Burkina Faso, under Traoré, has sought to strengthen ties with countries like Mali and Niger, forming a new regional security and economic alliance. This bloc is known as the Alliance of Sahel States. This development reflects a broader trend of African nations seeking homegrown solutions and regional partnerships. There is a growing emphasis on intra-African cooperation. The formation of the Alliance of Sahel States signifies a strategic shift towards greater regional autonomy in security matters. It aims to enhance collective defense capabilities. Economically, this alliance also seeks to foster greater integration and mutual support among its members. It represents a new model for regional development. Traoré's foreign policy emphasizes a re-evaluation of traditional partnerships. This includes exploring new international relationships that align with Burkina Faso's national interests. His approach challenges established norms in some international circles. It underscores a desire for more equitable and respectful global engagements. The regional impact of his leadership is still unfolding. However, it is clear that Burkina Faso is playing an increasingly assertive role in shaping the dynamics of the Sahel and West Africa. This assertiveness is driven by a perceived need for greater control over national destiny and security. It reflects a broader Pan-Africanist sentiment. The implications of these regional realignments are significant for the geopolitical landscape of West Africa. They could reshape security architectures and economic corridors. Despite the decisive leadership and new policy directions, an acknowledgement of the complexities of the situation and significant challenges remains crucial. Burkina Faso faces formidable obstacles. The country continues to grapple with ongoing humanitarian crises. Millions remain displaced, and access to essential services is severely constrained in many areas. Economic vulnerabilities persist, exacerbated by the security crisis and global economic pressures. Sustainable development requires overcoming these deep-seated issues. The persistent threat of extremist violence remains the most pressing challenge. Despite military efforts, the insurgency continues to pose a significant danger to lives and livelihoods. Ensuring the long-term security and stability of the nation will require sustained effort and comprehensive strategies. Military action alone may not be sufficient. The effectiveness of Traoré's policies and their long-term impact remain to be seen. Their success will depend on various factors, including public support and regional cooperation. The country's future hinges on addressing these multifaceted challenges while fostering inclusive governance. This means ensuring all segments of society have a voice and stake. Sustainable development is paramount, requiring investments in education, healthcare, and economic diversification. These are crucial for building a resilient society. The path forward for Burkina Faso is complex and fraught with difficulties. The nation stands at a critical juncture, navigating a period of profound transformation. The international community continues to observe developments closely. The outcomes in Burkina Faso will have implications for regional stability and global security. Ultimately, the ability to achieve lasting peace and prosperity will depend on the capacity of the Burkinabe leadership and its people to unite and overcome the current adversities.